Family members of a Biloxi 16-year-old shot and killed thought that the 5 teenagers charged in her death were her friends. Well, now those friends face capital murder charges. News 5's Brianna Hollis is in our newsroom with more on how the victim's family is dealing with this. Brianna?
Devin, they're sad, of course, they're heartbroken, but it really does seem to be shock over anything else right now because those family members say they have seen these suspects in their house before.
They were in our house, I thought, as friends a number of different times, yes. They just lived 2 or 3 houses down and across the street.
But when those 5 teens came over on February 24th, it went much differently. They left in handcuffs. 16-year-old Madison Harris left for dead. James Waldeck, who was engaged to Harris's grandmother, says he found out something was wrong when he got an alert on his Ring doorbell.
Charged in an unlocked door here at the carport, and within a matter of 10 seconds of shooting and screaming, and then them running out the door.
These are the 5 suspects: Yakishia Blackman, Willow Blackman, Jasmine Kelly, Jarvis Cook, and Jaquez Porter. They're all between 15 and 17 years old.
We think they were involved in a burglary at the house 2 weeks ago.
Waldeck reported the crime to police, and he thinks Monday's violence may have been in response to that.
And we're afraid that this may have been retaliation against us reporting their crime.
4 of the suspects are being held on a $1 million bond. One of them wasn't issued a bond because he has previous assault charges. Reporting live in the newsroom, Brianna Hollis, WKRG News 5.
Police are praising 2 Good Samaritans who helped find a kidnapped 8-year-old girl. Investigators say Salim Sabatka was abducted on Saturday. CBS This Morning national correspondent Jerika Duncan is in Forest Hill, Texas, where this little girl has been found and she's safe. Jerika, this is the best possible outcome. She's safe and he's behind bars. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. We don't hear about these types of stories very often, but it was here inside this hotel that 8-year-old was found along a very busy highway. Thanks to 2 Good Samaritans, now 51-year-old Michael Webb is in police custody charged with aggravated kidnapping.
He's in custody. We have her.
From a podium last night, police played the dispatch call that went out when Salim Sabatka was found. Relieved friends and neighbors eagerly listened.
I'd like to give you all a hand as the citizens in this community for pulling together the way you did.
At around 2:20 a.m., police located the 8-year-old girl nearly 8 hours after she was kidnapped.
I guess I was like a cheerleader or something. I don't know, because I started screaming like, yeah!
Surveillance video captured the moment Salem was taken Saturday evening. Police say her mother jumped into the suspect's car frantically trying to save her. The driver pushed her to the ground and sped off.
Miss Sweet valiantly fought with the male that abducted her child. So much so that she was able to grab a piece of jewelry off of that male.
Hours after issuing a statewide Amber Alert, 2 witnesses reported a tip to police. They had spotted the suspect's car in the parking lot of a hotel where Salem and her kidnapper were eventually found. Police busted in the hotel room door and took Michael Webb into custody.
Thank you. Jeff King.
Pastor Jeff King was one of those witnesses.
It was like an overjoying experience, and then it's crazy. It was like adrenaline. It was everything. So,
do you feel like a hero?
I feel like God allowed me to be a tool, and that's it.
Police have not announced a motive, and now Webb faces additional charges. Anthony?
Jerika, do we know anything more about the suspect?
Well, we do know that the suspect apparently has a criminal history. According to court records, last year he was charged with sexual assault, but according to authorities, the accuser decided she did not want to cooperate. Anthony?
Jerika, thank you.
So glad Salem is okay.
Yes.
You hear that story and you think, the outcome may not be good. This is wonderful.
New information nearly 5 months after a Jacksonville father and businessman was gunned down at his place of work. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has announced an arrest. 70-year-old Payne Johnson Jr. is now charged with murder in connection with the December 4th shooting. 67-year-old Philip Hetzner was shot and killed at the Keystone Terminal near Talleyrand. His family sharing these photos of him. News 4 Jax reporter Alicia Hatcher is joining us now live. Alicia, Johnson was found in another state.
Kent Johnson was found in South Carolina by a U.S. Marshals task force and was transported back here to Jacksonville, where he made his first court appearance today. Payne Johnson Jr. was arrested Monday for the murder of Philip Hetzner. Investigators say Hetzner was found shot to death in an industrial area. While investigating, detectives were able to identify a person of interest. While investigating, detectives reached out to the public for help. Officers say Johnson visited multiple businesses and attempted to use Hetzner's credit card. On Monday, Johnson was found in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and was arrested by the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force and brought back to Jacksonville. We spoke to Hetzner's daughter, Madison, back in December, who says her dad was working on his day off.
That's what he was doing. He was just painting the side of a building because he wanted it to look nice. He really took pride in his work. He wanted the port to look as beautiful as possible.
Hetzner was the director of finance for the port. Madison says her dad was a kind-hearted man.
It's just completely unnecessary, and it's just wrong. And it's not like my dad was a threatening man. And to be honest, he probably would have given him his wallet.
On Thursday, Johnson made his first appearance in front of the judge.
You're charged with the governor's warrant on murder in the second degree. It's a life felony.
In some ways, I want to know why, just like why. I just don't understand. And the fact that when you killed my dad, you killed a best friend, you killed a father, you killed a brother.
Johnson is currently being held with no bond. He is expected back in court later on this month. For now, reporting live, Alicia Hatcher, Channel 4, the local station.
Yeah, right now we still do not know of any connection between these two men before this horrible act of violence took this doctor's life. We're in front of the hospital where this doctor worked in the ER room. It's just about 1.5 miles from the scene. On the day the man accused of killing him was charged. Let's show you a picture of the man accused of killing the doctor. This is Banroy Evan Smith, 39 years old, of Long Beach. Today, the Orange County District Attorney's Office charged him with 1 count of murder with an enhancement for using a knife. Let's now take a picture of the doctor, the victim in this case, Dr. Michael Mamoni, remembered warmly by people here. We were told yesterday that all kinds of people here at Providence Mission Hospital, Laguna Beach, were crying all day after learning the news that the doctor had been the victim in this case. We were at the scene a little earlier where this happened. Take a look at this video. They put up a little memorial on the corner where this happened. Like I said, about 1.5 miles away from here. It's on the Dana Point. It's at PCH and Crown Valley Parkway where this incident happened Wednesday afternoon. That's when investigators say that Mamoni was on his bike at the intersection there. Some surveillance video seen by investigators shows him stopped at the light along with some cars. About the time the light turns green, you see a white Lexus, allegedly driven by the defendant in this case, plow right into him. We've stopped the video so you don't see that, because after that you see the doctor get thrown through the intersection, flies through the air through the intersection, and then it gets worse. After that, video witnesses and investigators tell us that the defendant, suspect in this case, got out of his Lexus, went over and started stabbing the doctor after hitting him with his car. The doctor was later pronounced dead at a hospital. Today, there was another doctor on his bicycle going through that same intersection, and he said that intersection there will never be the same.
Every time you pull up this intersection, you think about what happened right here, you know, and not just that he got hit, but that someone got out and stabbed him. I mean, the level of rage and anger is concerning.
Again, that defendant, Vanroy Evan Smith, was in court today, we understand, pled not guilty. He's being held on $1 million bail. For now, reporting live here in Laguna Beach, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
5 o'clock, I'm Kevin Ogle.
And I'm Jolene Cheney in for Heather Holman. An Oklahoma City police officer is still in the hospital days after she was brutally attacked while responding to a 911 call. The suspect remains locked up on a $10 million bond.
And this evening, we're learning this was not D'Angelo Wright's first violent run-in with the law. He's accused of something similar in eastern Oklahoma 2 years ago, but faced very little jail time for it. News 4's Caitlin Ogle has been asking why. Caitlin, what did you find out?
Well, first, let me warn you, I want to give you plenty of time. This story includes video that may be hard to watch for some people. A couple of years ago, Muskogee police say Wright punched 2 of their officers in the head. I also talked to the woman who made the call to police last week and tried to stop the attack.
When she stopped moving, that's when I got scared. Like, she's not moving. I don't know what to do.
Parisha Smith says she, her friends, and her boyfriend, D'Angelo Wright, were drinking on April 27th. Then he fought with her friends and even choked her, lifting her off the ground. Oklahoma City police checked on her twice, but Wright ran off before they got there. The third time, 2 officers were sent. Sergeant Morgan Reynolds got there first.
Put your hands behind your back. Oh my God, he's about to hurt. Stop!
That's Parisha screaming in the background.
I thought she was dead in my apartment. She was unconscious for like 5 minutes. When we got done with her, he ran to the back and started fighting his cousin.
Fearing she was next, she ran and found the second responding officer. As for Sergeant Reynolds, court documents say she has several broken facial bones and a, quote, concussion, fractured jaw, and several broken teeth.
My heart goes out to her and her family. I'm sorry.
But this isn't Wright's first fight with police. In 2021, Muskogee police say he hit 2 officers in the head after punching a woman's windshield while she was in the car.
Now you're under arrest. He's got Rusty's back.
That officer had to get stitches in one of his elbows and was also treated for a possible head injury. He kicked several of the jailers that were attempting to get him into their custody.
He was charged with 2 counts of assault and battery on a police officer. Both were later dismissed. Wright ended up pleading guilty to a charge of resisting an officer, and he was let out with time served. The new DA says he was not the prosecutor at the time, but it appears Wright didn't have the criminal history he has now. Since then, he's had several other convictions in Oklahoma County and has spent less than 1 year in prison.
Meanwhile, Parisha says she's been evicted from her apartment because of Wright's attack on the officer. She could use all the help she could get. Sergeant Reynolds' mother, meanwhile, tells me she's still severely injured and has a long road of recovery ahead.
Now on a driver accused of crashing into 2 boys on purpose. Troopers have filed additional charges against the man. They include attempted murder, child abuse, and driving on an expired license. Investigators say he was seen circling a cul-de-sac near Falcon Middle School before returning to run over the kids. 11-year-old Josh Piazza ended up with a fractured skull. He is going to be okay.
We are getting our first look at the suspect tied to the death of a Greene County teenager. David Dabbs is charged with murdering 16-year-old Danielle Owens. Police say she was first reported missing in December. 2 months later, investigators found her body in a cornfield. Reporter Maria Guzman spoke to the family of that teenager about this man facing charges in the news today. Maria.
John, it's been more than 200 days since Danielle's family last heard her voice. Now for her family, it's been months of nightmares.
Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Months finally came with answers of an ongoing investigation.
I still miss her every day. It's not fair.
Danielle's mom, Cassandra, remembers her daughter as her miracle child and her sidekick.
It was like my whole insides ripped out every morning. I had to relive it. It's a hole that ain't never gonna be filled.
An honor roll student who graduated high school at 16 years old. Danielle had dreams of becoming a nurse, but her life was cut short. She was reported missing in December, and 2 months later, her body would be found in a Greene County cornfield.
Her voice has been silenced. We have to speak for her. She can't talk now. We will. We're not shutting up.
The Greene County grand jury handed down indictments on David Dabbs in connection to the death of Danielle. He is charged with homicide, rape, aggravated assault, false reporting, and contributing to the unruly conduct of a child. This news bringing light to her family after more than 200 days of darkness.
God's brought it to the light. Luke 8:17, for nothing is done in secret that shall not be made manifest, that shall not be brought to the light. God's bringing it all to the light. He's not getting away with this.
Now, Danielle's mom tells me the suspect is Danielle's cousin from her father's side, and the pair were often in communication. We're still waiting to hear on her first court appearance. John.
Maria Guzman on the update tonight.
The alarming video shows Leanne Hindi pleading for mercy as two young men punch her and push her to the ground.
I just remember being thrown over to the ground and trying to get control over myself, but it was so quick and so sudden.
Leanne says she repeatedly told her attackers she was 3 months pregnant, to which one suspect allegedly responded, "I will kill your kid."
I just was trying to cover myself. That's all I was thinking about, was just covering my tummy.
I seen him spit on her and then started attacking her.
Witnesses jumped in to help. Leanne's boyfriend tried to fend off the attackers. Even an elderly man in the red hat there steps in, throwing multiple punches. Leanne cannot understand what triggered the violence, but says she was feeling nauseous from her pregnancy and vomiting near the sidewalk of Quincy's downtown post office Tuesday evening.
And then all of a sudden, these kids came over and started laughing at me because I wasn't feeling well, and I was just, hunched over holding my stomach. And then the kid proceeded to keep laughing and then spit on me.
Police arrested 19-year-old Tyrese Johnson, nurse, and 18-year-old David Russell. And Leanne is grateful so many strangers risked their safety to help her.
Thank God for the citizens, and thank God for my boyfriend who came right to my rescue to help me. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I would be okay.
Now, Leanne says she did go to the hospital. Thankfully, she and her baby are going to be okay.
It had been so long at that point that it seemed like maybe it was just going to be a case that never got resolved.
More than 4 months later, a 19-year-old has now been charged in the dragging death of Oakland bakery owner Jen Angel. Her loved ones tell us the arrest has reopened some wounds as they are still grieving. Hello again, everyone. I'm Alex Savage.
And I'm Christina Rendon. The suspect has been charged with murder and robbery. KTVU's Jana Kasiyama joins us live tonight after speaking with Angel's friend. Jana.
Well, friends of Jen Angel say that she deeply believed in giving people second chances and finding humanity in others, and also giving people a chance at redemption. And that is why they are saying publicly tonight that they want prosecutors to take a different path to justice.
Close friends are still feeling pain from losing Jen Angel, and they say news of an arrest in her death has ripped open the wounds they were trying to heal with her loss.
It brought up a lot of more memories and emotions about the loss of Jen. I think for myself, I was starting to get to a place of still having moments of grief hitting me.
Angel was the owner of Angel Cakes Bakery in Oakland, a woman, friends say, who loved life and reached out to find humanity in everyone she met. Angel died after a thief smashed the window of her car outside a bank in downtown Oakland in February. She got out and somehow got caught in the suspect's vehicle as it drove off and was dragged 50 feet down the road. Now, a suspect is in jail. Police arrested 19-year-old Ishmael Jenkins Birch on June 2nd. Records show Birch is being held at the Santa Rita jail in Dublin on charges including murder, second-degree robbery, and one battery charge for a second robbery nearby on the same day. Detectives say evidence shows Birch was driving the car that pulled up next to Angel's vehicle and drove off. In a public statement, Jen Angel's estate called on prosecutors to honor Angel's commitment to restorative justice by pursuing accountability, but not prison time. They say, quote, imprisonment does not change the social and economic conditions that lead to instability and violence in our society.
Hopefully, we're not defined by the worst thing we've ever done. And that the possibility for redemption and for healing and care for each other and mutual support is really important to Jen.
And Angel's friends say that they have been working with restorative justice organizations, including Restore Oakland. Meantime, Birch is being held without bail. He does have a plea hearing scheduled for July 14th. Reporting live, Jana Kasiyama, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
I hope he gets the death penalty. I hope that he spends the rest of his life thinking about it until he gets his life taken, just like he took those people's lives.
Haley Blankenship speaking out just hours after charges were presented against the man who allegedly murdered her mother, Andrea. The 41-year-old mother of two's neighbors, 67-year-old Leon Pye, and his granddaughter, 4-year-old Chaos Yates, also murdered that same day. all allegedly at the hands of 42-year-old Lawrence Anderson.
It's terrible, though. It's terrible, and I'm still in shock, and my whole family is.
Tuesday night, a horrific sequence of events about the murder being revealed inside the Grady County Courthouse.
It's stuff that you see all the time on TV, and you never think it's going to happen, or it doesn't affect you.
Investigators alleging Anderson killed Andrea Blankenship first, forcing his way into her home through a back door, and according to court documents, quote, removed her heart, taking it to his Uncle Leon Pye's home, where he, quote, cooked it, and allegedly tried to make Leon and his wife Delcy eat it before attacking them along with their granddaughter Chaos, who was only visiting for the day. Dropped off by her parents Terenzo and Tasha just hours before.
Tell your kids you love them, do everything with them that you possibly can.
Delcy would survive the attack, but she suffered stab wounds in both eyes. Now released from the hospital, wearing sunglasses in the courtroom.
The death penalty is absolutely on the table.
Grady County District Attorney Jason Hicks filing the charges. And while a final decision hasn't been made on capital punishment,
I am a heavy lean towards filing that.
The gruesome murders happening just 3 weeks after Anderson was released from prison on a commuted sentence. Hicks blasting the Pardon and Parole Board's decision, pointing to Anderson's long criminal past.
I really think an offender such as this should have not ever been able to even apply for a commutation.
Meanwhile, both families left to grieve and hope for justice.
She was filled with so much love, and she cared about everyone so much.
My little soul is broken. I think
we're both guilty.
Anderson is facing 3 counts of murder, one count of assault and battery with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of maiming, and he was denied bond. At the Grady County Courthouse, Austin Brissett, Oklahoma's News 4.